She smashed barriers, rewrote the rules, and turned cricket into a force for female empowerment. From Peru's national team to coaching in Brighton and now building a cricketing legacy in Cambodia, Nilma Dole-Williams, the dynamic wife of British Ambassador to Cambodia, Dominic Williams, MBE, is an award-winning trailblazing coach, cricketer and female empowerment advocate. She's on Kaleidoscope Dialogues today. Lovely to have you on the show, Nilma. Now, you became the very first British diplomatic spouse to play for an international cricket team. How did that define you both from personally as well as diplomatically, really?
A host country is a country that was the country that my husband was posted to. So my husband was posted as the British ambassador to, deputy ambassador to the British embassy in Lima, Peru. So when I first went there, it wasn't easy. You had to learn Spanish, and I was there with a 5-month baby and a bit lonely. So, a bit isolated, homesick for Sri Lanka and the UK as well. So it wasn't an easy time for me. The thing was, I found that there was a sports club. The Lima Football and Cricket Club was one of the oldest, actually, sports clubs in South America. So I realized that there was a team there playing cricket. So because of that, I thought I'll just go and play some cricket. They found out I was a Sri Lankan British person, so they knew that I love cricket. And then eventually, I didn't know this at the time, but they were the Peruvian women's national cricket team. So they had been recruiting for cricket players, and they wanted people to come and play for the team. And what was amazing was they were participating in something called the Women's South American Cricket Championships annually. So I thought, it's okay. I can kind of think out of the box. I could do things my own way. And that's how I ended up playing cricket for Peru.
In Peru, you used cricket more than a sport. You actually used it as a tool for female empowerment. What are the challenges that you...
In Latin America and Peru as well, women are objectified. So you do see a lot of the billboards and advertising material out there where they objectify women a lot, and that is quite difficult, I think, as a mother from a conservative culture. But I would say that using cricket as a female empowerment sport was really good, because we could inspire the young Peruvian girls also to play cricket, to say that it's okay to be body positive, self-esteem, confidence, and to use that to empower them to speak up for themselves. And also, this whole violence against women is very common there in South America, especially in certain areas where it's not tackled and addressed properly. So to be able to say sport is a way for me to build my confidence and to speak up for myself and stand up for myself, but also to have a sisterhood and to connect others. So I was really happy to be able to do that. The ICC gave them associate membership as well after we made sure that all the girls were Peruvian for the team.
You won bronze. The team won bronze. Now, that medal, what did that do? What was the lasting impact it had on achievement when you got that medal?
We played for the Women's South American Cricket Championships. I did 2 tours for Peru. I was in Chile in 2015, and we play against teams like Chile, Brazil, Argentina, Mexico, and Colombia. Also send teams occasionally. But in 2016 was when we won the bronze medal in Rio, and Brazil won the cup that time. So it was such an achievement, because we could inspire others. We could say, look, you can do this. If you can dream it, you can do it. Women can play sports, and Latin American women can play cricket. It's not the end of the world. You have to obviously build that legacy from scratch as well. But I would say I was prouder than ever to be able to be the catalyst for social change, for power, for female empowerment. And the fact that we won the medal was something that could be achievable, was such a dream come true. And to inspire the younger generation, especially the girls in Peru, was also good, because eventually it became an all Peruvian girls team now. So.
Nilma, you were the very first female coach at the Brighton and Hove Cricket Club. Now, did you face any challenges there? What were those inherent biases that you actually had to overcome and make them into an opportunity?
I was the first female coach of color, so there was no woman of color like me. I was the first, so I was really happy that I got to play for the Brighton Hove Cricket Club. It was during COVID and lockdown. I had lost my mother here in Sri Lanka, and it was such a difficult time. But for me to use that as an empowerment sport, even for myself, to overcome my grief and trauma, it was so amazing that I could go there with a cricket bat and a cricket ball and show them what I could do. I got a bursary from the Sussex Cricket, the county club, and they also gave me the opportunity to become a coach. That's how I became a coach. And then I ran a lot of girls-only cricket camps. I was the only woman of color coaching, to get respect not only from the cricketers, the young kids, but also their parents, to say, wow, there's an international professional cricketer, but also, to be able to be there to help support them, and someone who looks like them, they could be a girl from a mixed race background, and she will be inspired to do more. If someone like me, I could inspire her and pave the way for her as well.
So you mentioned Cambodia. Yes, that is where you are right now, in Cambodia.
Yes.
What cultural bridges did you have to actually build to make sure that the Cambodian girls would take to cricket?
Cambodia has a very traumatic history. As you know, there's a Khmer Rouge Pol Pot dictatorship early on. Lots of people massacred, including sports personalities, stars. So they have a lot of generational trauma. There were cultural barriers, but no restrictions. There was nothing. You had to start from ground zero, because they were, it was the descendants of farmers who were there now. So they needed a way to build their society, and I felt that sport was really good, because cricket is not just a game with a bat and a ball and some sticks. It's more than that. It's a way to build yourself, to have the courage to go out there and shine. And cricket is a multi-skill sport. It doesn't matter even if you're an all-rounder or what, as long as if you can bat well, or if you can bowl well, if you can catch and throw, if you can feel that, there's something for everyone. It doesn't matter how highly developed your skills are. As long as you do your best, that's all that matters.
So you are using cricket to address generational trauma in Cambodia. Was there a moment that you had where sport genuinely transformed a girl's outlook to life?
I'm sure you'd have heard that there's a Thailand-Cambodia border conflict recently that erupted. The situation is still bad. There are still people in camps and temporary shelters, but I go about 3 times a month from Phnom Penh, take the journey to the border, and at the camps I bring cricket, and it's amazing to see how the kids are helping themselves. I found a way to bring cricket as an inclusive sport to help the mental health issues of the girls, stop the suppression of girls, but also to enlighten them and empower them to be the best version of themselves.
What's your boldest dream for women and women's cricket?
Well, I like to see more women play cricket. I like to see more sponsorships. I hope one day in Sri Lanka also, especially the women's team, will win a cup. I would say Cambodia is also an amazingly inspiring country. It was a country that was ruled by queens, but sadly after the French colonists gave the independence, right now they've never had a female prime minister or a female head of state, and also they've only been kings after colonialism, the French colonists left. But the thing was, my dream is in my lifetime I want to see a female prime minister in Cambodia, but also sports have a mechanism. They bring together girls from all sorts of backgrounds to work in a team. So the chances of you becoming a leader is more when you have done sports, and that's what I believe in, to empower others to do the best that they can be. Dreams are possible.
This out of the season, Kaleidoscope lights up your hearth and home with YouTube, Facebook, Instagram and LinkedIn.
You focus on your goals. We will take care of the risks. Ceylinco Life.